So it is National Puppy Day. I mean, how cute are those puppies? Look at this one. I was like, oh, he's so cute. And I mean, how can you not love puppies? They're just like too adorable for life. So I love puppies a lot. I love kittens, but like I really love puppies. So joy merits to anyone who puts a cute puppy gif or picture in the chat, or if you text me like a TikTok video about puppies, or if you text me a picture of your puppy, like any puppy related love is going, that's on my phone, that's in the chat, like whatever, puppy related love definitely worth merits this morning. So I'm super pumped about that. Okay, Diana, sounds good. So it is puppy, we've got some puppy love today. Thank you to everyone who is joining us this morning. So glad to see you. Please make sure if you haven't yet that you do take attendance. The link is in the chat. No one has messaged me that it doesn't work, so I'm gonna assume that it does. The password should work. Oh, Mira, I love your emojis in the chat. Looks great. Those are super cute puppies. Yeah, so loving some good puppies here. All right. Happy early birthday to Samantha. Samantha, you're on this call today? Yes, you are. Samantha, you're turning how old tomorrow? How old are you turning tomorrow? 17. Amazing. Love a good 17 party. Maybe not a party this year, but love a good like turning 17. I personally really love the ages that are like right before the big ages. So like 17, loved 17, right before 18. I also loved 20. I thought being 20 was like a great age. So that's awesome. Happy early birthday. It's Samantha's birthday tomorrow. So shout out to Amira also blowing up the chat with some happy birthdays as well. So happy birthday, Samantha. I hope it is a great day. All right, let's jump into some slides today. For today, we're going to do announcements per usual, and then we'll jump into our notes and assignment. I'm super pumped. It is our last week. We made it. Give yourself a pat on the back for even making it to class today. You did a great job for watching this video, if you're someone who's watching the video. We have PT3 and PT4. PT3 and PT4, that is it. Those are the last two assignments. You actually even see them in Illuminate. They're already there, like ready for me to just fill in those grades when everybody turns it in. Big fan of that. And then we have spring break next week, as long as you're passing all of your classes. So good news. Speaking of passing all classes, we do have module closures coming up, right? So first module closure is happening tomorrow. First module closure is happening tomorrow. That module closure is English, right? So first module closure is happening tomorrow. That means module closure means after tomorrow, you will not be able to turn in anything for English unless you are star, star, star. If you're star, 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 you have one additional day in each class. So you have until Thursday, okay? So English deadline is tomorrow at midnight. So you have a little bit over 24 hours to make sure that that happens. Please turn in all of your English assignments. Then you can get a head start on history, physics, and Spanish. Those are all closing on Thursday together, right? All of those are closing on Thursday. And then math is closing on Friday. Math is closing on Friday. That's my class. So anything, any missing assignments, any PTs, like anything, I am not closing, or like I will not be accepting anything after Friday. So don't try to come to me on Saturday and be like, Miss, what can I do to raise my grade? I'm gonna be like, nah, dude, we already talked about this. Good morning, Sebastian. Joy asked, what about performance arts? Y'all, I was not able to ask Miss Ali, but I wasn't able to get an answer. Does anyone know about performance arts? Has she mentioned anything in class? Let's crowdsource this information. You can also tell me no, she hasn't mentioned anything in class. She said today. She said like today as in Tuesday. Oh yeah, okay, so big news today, before English. So let me just blast this in the chat. She changed it to Wednesday, I believe. Also Wednesday, I believe. Okay, well, the news for VAPA is turn it in like today. Turn it in today, but it sounds like she gave an extension to tomorrow. Oh, there's a form. There's an extension form. Can somebody, how do we find the form? How do we find the extension form?
It's on Canvas, Miss.
Oh, it's on Canvas. Thank you.
Do the turn-in assignment, then I think you have an extra day. But if you chose to do the sound trap for like yesterday's assignment, then I think it's due to yesterday. I don't know, but everything's on Canvas.
Okay, so turn it in on Canvas. Josh said that you might have had to be in class yesterday in order to get the form for the extension. So basically, here's below is like VAPA, turn it in today. It's not worth waiting to tomorrow and having to deal with that, right? So like just do it today, make sure it's turned in. So big news today, closing. Cool. Sweet. I'm glad we had that conversation. Thank you for that question. And thank you for helping me get those answers in terms of turning things in. Speaking of turning things in, I am looking for a couple PTs. Manny, I know I saw yours. I know I saw yours come through, so thank you for sending that late last night. I may have seen some others, but Isaiah, Desiree, Manny, Jocelyn, if you see your name on this list, I need your PT1 or your PT2, depending on which color you are in, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and post this in the chat. If you're in honors, do it like today, like right now. That is for VAPA. So if you're honors for VAPA, make sure that you're like doing your VAPA work like ASAP. So make sure that you don't miss it. It's okay, Diana. We were just going through module closures. Module closures, this is also in your email. And then now people who are missing things from PT1 or PT2. That is it. Cool. All right, and then I just wanted to highlight this from last week. We did budgeting and saving last week, and we did, what was the other thing we did? Oh, debit versus credit. Y'all did great on both of those. For this, there was just one question on the quiz last week that I was like, we did not do so hot. Like, look at how many people thought it was this answer. 32 people thought it was this other answer. So I was like, nah, let's go over this. Generally, budgets are created for 1 month. 1 month you create your budget for, right? So you might think about it over the course of the year, right? And you might adjust it every month, but generally budgets are made for 1 month. So I just wanted you to know that information. 58 of you got the correct answer, so NBD, but it is created for 1 month. Cool, cool. All right. We're gonna be done with announcements. We're gonna jump into PT3 notes. I'm gonna go ahead and have you make a copy of our assignment. Go ahead and make the copy of our assignment. I'll drop this link in the chat for those of you who aren't there yet. It's called PT3 Investing. PT3 Investing. Today we're learning about investing. I'm super pumped about it. It should be awesome. All right, go ahead and make a copy of this. I can see a few of you are on there already. My recommendation for making a copy is that you just type your notes right in here. I know some people are taking them on paper. That is totally fine. If you're someone who likes to do the extra picture, that sounds cool to me. But my recommendation is definitely to type your notes in this box. And during our assignment, or during our notes today, I'm going to actually have us fill out this table, right? So number one, we're going to do number one together today. I'm going to show you a table and you're going to fill it in. So I would highly recommend right now make a copy of this assignment. Make a copy. right. Let me go ahead and present. Go back to this one and present. All right. Today we are working on an introduction to investing. So let me put this disclaimer out there. We are not going to learn everything about investing today. We're going to learn what investing is and some of the ways that you can do it. And I'm gonna leave some space for questions today because I know we might have a lot of questions about like, well, I saw on TikTok that you should do this, and like I saw that I should buy this, and like my parents buy these stocks or whatever, right? So I'm happy to leave some questions. I also want to leave the disclaimer that I am not a financial advisor, right? I am not a professional when it comes to money. I only know what my experience is and the things that my friends have told me about their experiences, right? I've done a fair amount of research, so I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable about these things. But there might be some times today where I'm like, "Ooh, I don't know the answer to that." The reason I want to talk about it is because like I want to empower you that like the answers are out there. You can get the answers. We just like need to share information around each other. Okay. Diana, I'm not sure what that message means. I think I get it, but I don't know. And thanks. Gabby says I should work at the bank at this point. I like that. Yeah, should work at a bank. I used to want to like work at a bank actually. So we have our assignment. Hopefully, many people have made a copy of PT Task 3 at this point. And we're going to have notes, which you can type or write. We actually don't have an activity. We're going to fill in a table together and then quiz for today. Okay. Let's start with what we know about investing. I would love to hear 5 things that you know or feel like you know about investing. Somebody go ahead and tell me in the chat. You can come off mute if you want. Would love to hear 5 things that we either know, like what is it? How do you do it? What are some things that are related to it? Would love to hear 5 things. 5 things. Go and put them in the chat. Love it. I've got 3 so far. I've got 4 so far. 5 so far. Okay. Jasmine, putting money into something. That is absolutely what investing is. Love it. Stocks with the stock emoji. Love it. Gary, yes, stocks are involved. Is it like trading? You can trade with stocks for sure. Investing is when you invest money into an organization or stocks. That is true. Isn't investing like putting money onto something that you want? Yes, it is. I think I miscounted. But yes, so investing is putting money into something, hoping that your money will grow, right? Okay, so these are the questions we're gonna answer. When can I start investing? We're gonna answer what options do I have when I invest? What is a crop commodity? Some people are talking about that. And am I required to invest at some point in life, right? So these are some of the questions that we're going to be thinking through. So here is Investing 101. And you see this green box here. That means you're going to start taking notes here. If you haven't already started taking notes, jump in. All right. Investing, like you said, is putting money into something that can make you money over time. Okay. So the goal when you invest is to have more money at the end than you have at the beginning. Okay. So like if I have $100 today, I could keep that $100 bill in my pocket, right? And a week from now, or a month from now, or a year from now, or 10 years from now, I'm still going to have a $100 bill, right? The goal of investing is that if I spend that $100 on something, then 10 years from now, I might have $200, right? The problem with investing is that it's risky, right? There's some risks because maybe I might have $100. If I put that $100 right now into something that might fall apart, I might have $0 in 10 years, right? So there is a little bit of a risk. Yeah, I'm seeing this from Diana. Investing $20 into Tesla, you might have $250 by the end of the week in the stock market. I think by like the end of the year, but yeah, there are some stocks that like really grow really fast. The stock market is kind of like gambling. Yeah, there's risks involved. Like you have like this $100 bill. What am I gonna pretend is a $100 bill? I don't have a $100 bill. We'll pretend this is a $100 bill, right? In 10 years, my goal is that I have more $100 bills, but there is a chance that I might have zero, no $100 bills, right? Yeah, like Disney or AMC or negative, right? So it is possible that I actually like lose all of my money, right? So it's going, but the other thing is that it's going to take time. I think right now, as we think about like if you were following the GameStop conversation or if you were following any conversations where like stocks go up and down really fast, right? Like it is possible for them to go up and down really fast, but generally building wealth is something that takes time, right? So we start investing when we're younger, right? Because we want to have more money by the time that we're older. But if you start investing like a retirement investment, if you start investing a retirement investment around like age 20, 25, right? You're going to have substantially more money when you turn 65, but it's still going to be 40 years from when you start investing to when you stop investing, right? I'm getting a like little notification that my internet is unstable. Are we okay? Or do I need to repeat anything that I said? I might be roboting a little bit. I'm good. Okay, cool. We're okay. Yeah. Wall Street is trifling. Yeah. So you can start investing at 18. Some of you probably are like, oh, well, I have some friends who are already investing. If you are under 18, you have to have your parents involved, right? So in order to be like your own manager of your own stocks and like have no one else involved, you have to be 18. But it is possible to start doing it younger. There are a few like apps and things that kind of like get around that rule. But in general, in order to invest, you have to be 18. So on your quiz today, you can remember that you have to be 18. Okay. Are there any questions so far about like our general idea of investing? Okay. Feel free to send those questions at any time. It is no problem. All right. So next, we're going to talk about the different types of things. So this right here matches your table on part 1, right? So it has savings, stocks, and stuff. Those are our 3 S's for today. Savings, stocks, and stuff. I do not expect that every single word on this table is in your table on PT Task 3, right? So I'm not thinking this, but I do think that every yellow box is going to have some kind of text in it. Okay, some kind of text in here. Okay. So these are generally arranged, right? And I need you to know that these are not like these are not things that like are known in the financial world. Miss Mac made this table, okay? I made this table. I am not a financial pro, but these are the things that we know. And then I shouldn't take credit for this table. Stephanie made this table and she did amazing research on what each of these things are. And then I'm gonna sprinkle in a little bit of what I know as well, okay? So there are ways to basically save your money, right? So we talked about on Thursday, we talked about a savings account. Okay, so your first option is a savings account. A savings account is what you open at the bank. You take your $100 bill and you put it in the bank. The bank holds it for you. And every month they pay you a little bit of interest, right? A baby bit of interest, like 0.5%. Some banks I've seen like 0.05%. Like you're gonna, on that $100 every month, you're gonna make 1 cent, like that kind of thing, maybe 5 cents, right? I have a savings account where every month I make 16 cents. It's like not a good way of investing my money, okay? It does make interest, but the risk is very low, right? There's very low payoff and very low risk, right? very low payoff, very low risk. That is a savings account, right? So it is technically an investment, but not a very good one. Then there's something called a CD, right? A CD, a certificate of deposit, right? That's what it stands for. It doesn't stand for like CD-ROM, like you know, it doesn't stand for CD-ROM like you've been used to. It's you basically are saying like, okay, I'm going to give you this $100, and I'm not going to touch it for a couple years, maybe 3 years, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. But basically, what I'm telling my bank is like, I will give you this amount of money, and I will leave it there. I'm not going to touch it. And the bank will give me more interest in return, right? So a CD has higher interest, but it's basically just a savings account. Maybe they're going to give me 1% or 1.5%, right? But a CD is just going to, I have to leave my money in there. With a savings account, I can pull it, I can like put it in, I can take it out, I can put more in, I can take more out, whatever. All of those things when I have with a savings account. With a CD, I have to leave my money in there. And if it's taken out before that, I get charged a fee of some kind, right? So these are very, very similar, but not the same, right? I have to leave my money here. This one has a very low risk as well. The risk is only if you choose to take it out earlier than you need to, right? If there was like, you don't want to put your emergency fund in a CD because then you can't use it for emergencies, right? Or you might have that fee hit you, okay? And then finally, we have in this like saving section, we have government bonds. Basically what a government bond is you lend your money to the government, right? Like you give them $100, your $100, and they give you interest semi-annually. Can someone tell me in the chat, what do you think semi-annually means? Think about semi, what does semi mean? Like semicircle, semicircle. What does semi-annually mean? Any guesses out there? Yeah, good job, Emiliano. A half year. Yeah, I love that. So semi meaning half, annual meaning year, every half year, right? And yes, Wendy, that would mean every 6 months for sure. So every 6 months, the bank is going to pay, or the government is going to pay you interest. So basically, like you're giving the government a loan, a baby loan, probably, and then they're going to give you money every 6 months. So every 6 months, they give you some money. Every 6 months, they give you some money. And at the end of the term, maybe it's 10 years. A lot of government bonds are like 30 years. In 30 years, they will give you back your original money. So every 6 months, they pay you the interest. And after 30 years, they give you your $100 back, right? To put this like, I mean, I don't know that government bonds are very low risk. Like you're not going to lose your money. You get a steady amount of interest, which is cool. But I would not say that they're like a particularly fast investment. To put this in perspective, my grandpa, when I was 10, bought me $100 bond. He bought a bond and he gave me the $100 bond, right? He's been getting the interest on it, right? Every 6 months he gets the interest. And at the end of the 30 years, I'll have $100, right? Here's the thing. I'm now 30 years old, right? Almost. And it's been 20 years, right? Since my grandpa gave me that thing, but I'm not going to have that $100 for another 10 years. So it's not really like a great way of getting a lot of money, right? Because it's already been 20 years and I still have to wait another 10 years before I can cash in that bond. So an interesting thing here. Okay. So those are savings ones. Those are savings. We also have stocks, which many of you were talking about. Here's the general idea of stock, right? The general idea of stocks is that there's something like Tesla or something like Nikon or something like AMC, and their company is broken into these little baby pieces, And people can own those little baby pieces, right? So when the company becomes worth more money, those little baby pieces get more money. If the company becomes worth less money, right? Like GameStop or AMC recently, those little pieces of the company become worth less money. So for example, I can show you on my like stock account. I use an app called Robinhood. Robinhood, I'm gonna log in. So let's say for today, someone threw, let's use Snapchat. Let's use Snapchat. Okay, Snapchat right now, one little part of the company is worth $55.78, right? And this graph is showing how it's been doing today, right? So over today, the last few hours, it's gone down, right? So it's not doing very well. But if you look at it over a year, this is last March and this is this March, Snapchat is doing a really good job, right? Snapchat is doing a really good job. So Snapchat a year ago was worth about $13. So when I bought Snapchat 1 year ago, it was worth $13. I paid $13. I got one little part of the company, right? Now that little part of the company is worth $55. Did I make money or did I lose money so far by having Snapchat? Yeah, I've made money. Yeah, I've made money. So I paid $13 and now it's worth $55. So I've made $40, right? But it has taken me a whole year. Think about that. It's taken me a whole year to make that $40. Also, I haven't made any money yet. I would have to sell my stock in order to make that money. So if I sold my stock now, right, if I traded my stock to someone else, then they would pay me $55 and now I would have $40 more than I had before, right? So when people do this, they buy large amounts of stock, right? They put $1,000 in, and when they get $4,000 back, right? But that's only if your stock goes up. Let's say that Snapchat has a bad day, right? They have a really bad day. Maybe something bad happens, or like maybe like the world just thinks like stops using Snapchat, right? Like Snapchat is now tanking. It's not like I remember when I bought it for $11 or $13, right? When I bought it for $13, if Snapchat drops down to like $6, I will actually lose money because I paid $11, but $6, I'm only going to get $6 back. So I lose $5 in that transaction. Imagine if I did that on a big scale. Let's say I paid $11,000. Right now I'm only getting $6,000 back. I just lost $5,000, right? So this is how this is how like general stock trading works. It's very risky, right? If you think about the risk level, it's very risky. The risk is super high, which is why some people have gotten together and they create they're called index funds or mutual funds or retirement funds, right? All of these things sort of fall into the same category. Generally, they are a group of stocks and you buy the group together with other people, right? And when you buy them all together, it sort of manages the risk. So basically what I'm saying is like, I'm going to buy Snapchat and Tesla and an oil company and another company. And I'm going to buy all those things together. So if one stock goes up, maybe one goes down, right? But if one stock goes like really far down, there are other stocks that are going to like balance it out kind of thing. Some of those have like people that run them, like account brokers, right? Like people who run those things and like who make the decisions on what we should buy and what we should not buy. And some of them are run by computers, right? So these mutual funds, the word I think of mutual means like with like together, right? And so mutual funds are when we put a lot of things together to do it. Yeah, one story here of like my brother invested $50 into Disney and he got $100 back. Yeah, so basically like when someone buys, maybe like think about it with my Snapchat, right? If I bought $50 of Snapchat and now it's worth 4 times that, now I could sell that and I can make $200 back. That kind of thing, right? That's not a guarantee. It's not guaranteed at all, because if Snapchat goes down, I might lose that money, right? So people are always, you're really betting against the system, right? You're betting that like, oh, I bet this is going to go up, right? You want to buy things that you bet are going to go up, but you might find out that in reality they go down, and you lose your money, right? So that's why people are really worried about the stock market, is because they have a lot of money in the stock market, and they are like betting on a lot of things. Okay. The last thing that you can do with your money, is spend it on stuff, right? You can spend it on stuff. So I would say the stuff that you can buy is cryptocurrency, crop commodities, and property. Okay. So cryptocurrency, you probably heard of this one. It's like Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, basically what you do is you transfer your real money into computer money, right? Computer money called Bitcoin has its own stock market that goes up and down. Bitcoin recently has gone up a lot, and that's why people really love it, who have been really excited about it. That being said, it is extremely high risk because it goes up and down much faster than the stock market, right? So Bitcoin, very high risk. You can trade it or mine it as well. Crop commodities are when you buy or sell a crop, right? Buy or sell a crop like wheat, corn, cotton, right? So you can buy that. But think about, this one is related actually to the weather. What if you had if you have a plot of land, you buy a plot of land and that land is producing wheat and you need to sell off that wheat. But what happens if a tornado comes? You don't have any wheat, right? For that whole year, you're not making any money. It's kind of like farming, right? Farming, but you're not actually doing it, right? So that's crop commodity. They're very high as well. And then buying property is another option you can do with it, right? So if you had a lot of money, you could buy a house and wait over time to see how much it appreciates, how much more money you could make. You could buy a land, you could buy a rental property where like you have land, or like you have a house but you rent it out, you make that rental money. Or a storefront, right? You might rent out a storefront to someone who wants to pay rent for your store. So super interesting about things that you can buy. I'm getting a few questions. My brother wants to invest in the stock market. That's awesome. What about bids? Like when you go somewhere and offer money for something like cars and stuff, does that fall into what we're talking about? No, not really. Bidding is like an auction, and that's just a way to buy something, right? So these things, the difference is that cryptocurrency, crop commodities, and property, like the stuff that you're buying here, you're hoping that it's going to make you more money in the future, right? So when you buy cryptocurrency, the whole goal is that later on, you're hoping that you have more money. So if I give you this $100 and change it into Bitcoin, I hope the Bitcoin market goes up and that when I cash it out, I get more money back, right? Same for all of these things. The whole goal is that my money is making me more money. Great question. Yeah, there's lots of different kinds of cryptocurrency. Dogecoin, Bitcoin, all different kinds. So these are the ways that your money can make more money, right? You might be wondering like, okay, I want to do it, Miss. I want to get into the stock market. I turn 18. I want to do this. Like my parents will let me start with like a very small amount of money. Investing is a process, right? So no matter how long you've been investing, there's always something new you can learn. And there are a few different like apps you can use to start investing. The one that I use is called Robinhood. That's the one that was actually in the news with all the like AMC and GameStop stuff. There's also Acorns, which is like designed for Gen Z and millennials to learn about things. So my sister really likes Acorns. She's a little bit younger than me, a little bit older than you all. And she really has loved Acorns. It helps you to like do some investing and like learn about it. And then TD Ameritrade and E-Trade are some of like the bigger banks that have their own apps. So no matter what you choose, number one, you've got to talk to your parents, right? Do not just like throw a bunch of money into into an app and like call it good, right? And number two, you got to check that app is legit, right? So like do a lot of Googling before you give your money to anything on the internet, just like we were talking about with saving your money or the credit versus debit. There are a lot of scams out there. So make sure that your apps are legit before you do anything. Right? And then my last piece here, I know I've been talking for a really long time, so I appreciate you. My last piece here is just be careful of where you're getting your information. How many people have seen on like TikTok or Instagram or Snapchat, you've seen like an influencer trying to tell you like, oh, buy this stock right now. Has anybody seen that before? Like, or ads? Yeah. Yeah, sometimes ads will do that too. Okay, those people are not legit. I know that they are like posing in front of a Lamborghini, or like they're in their really, and they're like, my stuff, like check out all these stocks that I have. Look at my like stock prices, right? Just because they're on Instagram or just because they're standing in front of a Lamborghini does not mean that they are legit, right? You definitely want to take your money advice from a professional in money, right? A money professional. Like, think about it. They could have rented that Lamborghini. It could be a Lamborghini that was on the street and they're just posing in front of it, right? So, like, having things in their back, it could be a picture for all we know, right? So just posing in front of something doesn't necessarily mean that you're legit. And think about this: if someone tries to pressure you, right? Like, think about like, why are they trying to pressure me, right? If this is good for me, why are they trying to make me do that, right? So there are people called financial advisors. You can actually get your degree in financial advising. You like go to college and go to business school in order to do this. And those people are like really legit. Those are people who can tell you like what's happening with the market, why they think you should do this. But again, if someone is pressuring you, right, that's probably not the right relationship to have, right? I love this idea that Stephanie put forward, which is that it's the same as someone who's watched all 17 episodes or all 17 seasons of Grey's Anatomy. Would you let them operate on you? Right? Like if you're having a heart attack, and someone's like, oh, it's cool, I've watched all the episodes of Grey's Anatomy, right? Would you let them operate on you? No, right? Like you definitely wouldn't let them operate on you. Like that person, as much as they've like seen a lot of surgeries, right? Maybe they look like a fake doctor, but they're a fake doctor. Don't let them open your heart, right? And it's the same thing. Like, don't take financial advice from a fake advisor, right? There are a lot of people who get like, there's actually like people who have been sued because they took advice from, like they sue the people that they took their advice from. They usually don't win because that person was like, I never told you that I was legit, you know? And so just be very, very careful who you take your financial advisors or take your financial advice from, which is why I started this conversation with, I am not a financial advisor, right? I am someone who like knows a little bit about this information, but I don't know very much about it. And so don't take all of your information just from me. Like do your research, figure them out. Yeah, there's like fake teachers, fake influencers. So like don't go about that life. Don't be about that life. Like get your information from legit sources. You can take I like this information I got from legit places. Stephanie got them from legit places. So you can trust the information we've talked about today. And I'm happy to talk to you about stocks and what I think, but I am not a financial advisor. So I try not to give financial advice. Okay. I would love to answer any other questions that you have. Remember, you have these slides available to you on our PC task. If you click right here, you have the slides available. But if you already filled in your table, you only have 2 more questions. If you're going to start investing, what's something important to remember? And then tell me at least one thing you learned today. So you're going to have these 2 boxes to fill in. And then you have your quiz and a place to put additional questions if you think about them as you go. I don't know Elon Musk, but I think it would be awesome to know Elon Musk. So if anyone has any hookups, I would love that. I did hear that he's moving to Austin, Texas. So he's taking Tesla with him. I don't know. Just something I heard. Elon Musk also like crazy. Don't listen. I mean, I shouldn't say that. He acts very erratically on the internet. So I would not trust what Elon Musk says. He also has bajillions of dollars. So when he loses $1,000, he doesn't even blink an eye, kind of thing. When he loses $1 million, he's like, okay, it's a Tuesday, right? So just be very careful who you're getting your financial advice from. What other questions do we have? Any other situations that we're thinking of? Did we learn something today? Some yeses. I'm glad to hear it. Oh, why are you not doing your work? That I do not know. But we are coming up on a deadline, so don't forget this deadline. Oh, it seems so easy. It is so easy. Do your work. Do your work. I don't understand. Is this a TikTok thing, the stonks rather than stocks? Like putting an N in the word? It's a meme. Oh, can someone send me the meme so I'm like up on the lingo? Because I gotta teach this all day. You can send it to my phone or to my email, or you can drop a link here again. Yeah, for sure. Okay, friends. They're just being annoying. Yeah. Okay, just a reminder. This is all that you're turning in for today, right? PT task 3, all that you're turning in today. I do want to remind you that things are closing, modules are closing. So please remember we talked today about VAPA. So do your VAPA like right now. Do your VAPA. English is closing tomorrow. Thursday is history, physics, and Spanish, and math on Friday. Okay. This is your module closures. Don't forget, this is due. If I don't see this by like noon today, I'm going to start bothering you. So please make that happen for yourself. Just do it right now. You're not doing anything. I know you're not doing anything till 10:30. Do it right now. Get it over with. And that is it. I'm going to go ahead. If you are in need of a breakout room, I am going to go ahead and like open a breakout room that I am happy to put that you can like jump into and ask each other questions about. If you would like that. Otherwise, you are free to sign off at this point. So I will let you choose that room. Let me know if you'd like to jump into a breakout room to work with people. I'm happy to. Otherwise, you're free to go, my friends, and we will see you on Thursday. See you on Thursday. Miss Flores is not on my call today. So if you want to work in a breakout room or have questions, feel free to let me know. Let me know. Thanks, y'all.